welcome back to Akshata's Recipes. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today I'm going to show you how to make an idli dosa batter, which can be used to make so many other recipes, like you can make idli fry, you can make uttapams. So watch the video till the end because I'll show you how to make an easy cheese uttapam. So let's get started. Hi friends, so let's see today's simple recipe of idli dosa uttapam batter. So now in a vessel I've taken 1 cup of udit dal or urad dal and I've taken 3 cups of rice. So here you can see me pouring 3 cups of rice separately in another vessel. Now you got to wash this rice and the udit dal really well under water separately. And once you have nicely washed them, you're going to soak them in about 2.5 cups of water for the rice and 1 cup of water for the urad dal. And you're going to soak this for 10 to 12 hours. And after 10 to 12 hours, you're going to grind each of these paste separately and then mix them together in a larger vessel. And after that, mix it very well with your hands and then cover and keep it for another 10 to 12 hours. And after 10 to 12 hours, you will see that it doubles in size like this. And if you take a spoon and run it through it, you'll get this very light kind of a frothy kind of a consistency. So your batter is very light and nice. So you can make idlis with this. So I'll leave a link of how I make my idlis in the description box below. But today I'm going to show you how to make dosas and uttapam in this recipe, in this video. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take, how much ever batter you want to make the dosas, you're going to take that in a smaller vessel. So I'm just making about 4 dosas. So I'm just taking, a little bit of it in a separate vessel. And I'll tell you the reason of it also. And then I'm going to add a little bit of salt and then add water and make a very fine kind of a runny dosa batter. Now why do we do this? Because if you go and add water directly in the big pot in which the batter is there, sometimes it might become too runny. So, it'll be just a waste of batter. You can't add more batter to it. So that's why we always take out a little bit of it. And plus, if you want to make idlis with that batter, you can always make. So how much ever batter you need to make the dosas, just take out that much of the batter in a smaller vessel, add some salt to it and add some water. So now you can see after mixing it thoroughly, we want a runny batter like this, not too runny and not too thick. So it should be like a pancake batter kind of a consistency. Now you need to heat your pan really well. So I have this heavy bottomed iron pan which I use for my dosas, and only once it's nice and hot, you're going to pour, about 2 or 3 ladlefuls of this batter, and then very gently you're going to go into this motion, that is from the center you're going to go out like this in circles and see that it's very nice and thin, the dosa. So this is how you do it. And then we're just going to add, now I like to add clarified butter or ghee, but you can also add oil. The choice is yours. But I like the flavor of ghee in my dosas and uttapams. And now and since my tawa is really nice and hot, you can see that it gets ready really quickly. And then just start loosening the dosa like this. And the thinner your dosa, the more crispy and tasty it will be. Now today I'm showing you how to make Szechuan cheese dosa. So I'm just going to take about 1.5 teaspoon of Szechuan chutney. And I'm just going to brush it with just spread it out evenly with my silicone brush. You can also do this with a spoon. And then you're just going to, spread it out all over the dosa like this. This is one of my favorite, everyone's favorite at my place, this Szechuan cheese dosa. And then I just have some grated processed cheese, which I like to grate and keep in advance in my refrigerator in a box. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that at the side. And then we're just going to turn the dosa over, like you'll see in a minute. But one thing is that you got to ensure that your tawa is really nice and hot on a low to medium flame. Otherwise, your dosas are going to stick to the tawa. So you can see how beautiful the dosa looks, and it's so nice and crispy. So there it is. Your lovely Szechuan cheese dosa is all ready. I'll just show you one in super speed. And I always like to keep a batter, of this batter in my refrigerator, because you can make so many things with it. You can just make some idlis and some lovely coconut chutney. You can make, and if you have leftover idlis, you can make idli fry. The options are endless. So I leave all the links to all the recipes of, what you can make with this batter in the description box below. If you want to make a plain dosa, then just make the dosa, just skip the cheese and the Szechuan, and that's your dosa, which you can enjoy with some lovely coconut chutney. I leave a recipe to how I make my coconut chutney at home too. So these are the dosas ready. Now let's go on to the uttapams. So for uttapams, you make smaller little shapes like this. Just little circles like this, like a pancake, exactly like a pancake. Again, spread it out, but not too much. It should be a little on the thicker side. And then you're going to put some ghee at the side. Then I'm going to put some finely chopped onion on the top. Then I'm going to put some coriander on the top. And then I have this rasam powder. I'm just going to sprinkle the rasam powder on the top. Then I'm going to turn the pancake, the dosas, the uttapams on the other side, and crisp them up. And once they're ready, I'm just going to put some grated cheese and wait for the cheese to melt. And that's it, guys. Your lovely cheese uttapams are ready. So if you don't want to add the rasam powder, you can add some chopped up chilies, and you can add a little bit of sambar powder, a little bit of red chili powder and salt, and then just put some grated cheese on the top. And that's it, guys. Your lovely uttapams are ready. So wasn't that really simple? So just remember to always keep the proportion of rice to your urad dal as 3 vatis to 1. So whatever measure you're taking, use 3 of urad dal and 3 of rice and 1 of urad dal. Also, wash them well separately, grind them, and then mix them together, and then mix them really well. There should be a nice smooth consistency. So if you keep all these things in mind, your batter will come beautifully, and you can make some beautiful idlis and dosas. I have many different types of dosa recipes and many other recipes which you can make using this batter. So if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up by hitting the thumbs up icon, a big like. Also don't forget to hit the red subscribe button that you see somewhere below this video. And of course click the notification bell, click on all, that way you won't miss out on any of the videos that I am posting on my channel. So take care, guys, and I'll catch you soon in my next video, sooner than you think. Take care, bye. So let's see today's really quick and easy sambar recipe, which you can club up with your idlis and dosas. Now to a pan, I've added 1 cup of cooked tur dal. I will leave the instructions of how I cook this dal. Now I'm going to add 2.5 cups of water to this dal, because sambar is little on the watery side. We don't want it very thick. Now we're going to turn the heat on medium to low to medium. We're going to add 2 onions that we've cubed up, 2 potatoes that we have peeled and washed and cubed, raw potatoes, 4 teaspoons of imli chutney. I'll leave a link of how I make my tamarind chutney at home. It's very easy. 1 teaspoon of red chili powder. Mix everything really nicely together. And 2 teaspoons of sambar masala or sambar powder. I more normally use the Everest brand, but you can use whatever you're used to. Mix everything well together. Now add some Kashmiri red chili powder, some salt to taste, and again mix everything nicely. Now for the tur dal, I took 1 cup of tur dal. I washed it really well, soaked it for about 5 minutes, and then just pressure cooked it for 1 whistle on high and 15 minutes on low. Let the pressure cooker cool completely and then mash it up with a nice masher. Now we just want to cook everything till the vegetables are nice and cooked, like the potato is nicely cooked. Now we're going to give a tadka. So I've heated up some ghee. I'm going to add some mustard seeds, some cumin seeds, some methi seeds, and a little bit of asafoetida, and some broken red chilies, dried red chilies, and some curry leaves. And we're going to add this lovely tadka of fodni to our sambar. And that's it, guys. Our sambar is all ready. So quick. All you have to do is just prep the dal and keep ready. Mix everything really nicely together, and your lovely sambar is all ready to enjoy. So friends, let's start with today's chutney. Now here I've heated up a pan and now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of oil. Let the oil heat up. Once the oil is nice and heated up, I'm going to add 1 cup of raw peanuts. Now fry the peanuts well till you get the aroma of the peanuts and even the peel of the peanuts turns to a little darker brown color. So this should take you about a minute. Now we're going to add about 7 to 8 fresh curry leaves. Now fry the curry leaves also. Next, I'm going to add 3 green chilies that I've just cut up into halves. Now, I generally use the light green chilies because they're not very spicy. The dark green chilies are spicy. So if you're using the dark green chilies, then just use about 1 or 2 small chilies. But with the lighter green chilies, you can use 3. Just cut them up into half. Now, fry the chilies well till you get this whitish tinge on the peel of the chilies. Now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of chana dal. Fry this also very well. All of the ingredients need to be really fried nicely on a low to medium flame. Now this chutney is so delicious and it goes so well with dosas, idlis, puri, bhaji, with anything at all. Now next I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of tamarind. Fry all of it well till you get the aroma of all the ingredients for at least a minute. It's important to fry all of the ingredients for a minute. Now after a minute, just turn off the heat and let all the ingredients cool completely for at least another 10 to 15 minutes. Now once all the ingredients have cooled completely, we're going to transfer it to a mixer jar. Also, the shelf life of this chutney is quite long. If you refrigerate it in an airtight container, you can last for almost a week. Now I'm going to add 1 cup of freshly grated coconut. Next, I'm going to add half a cup of coriander leaves. I'm going to add salt to taste. And I'm going to add 1 cup of water, but a little bit at a time. This is only half a cup. So 1 cup, I used 1 cup completely. And I'm going to grind it to this kind of a thick but, liquidy paste. Now transfer this paste to a bowl, because now we're going to temper it or give it a tadka or a fortni. So I've taken my small pan or my cuddler as you call it, which is used for tempering. Heat 1 teaspoon of oil in it. Let the oil get nice and hot. Now once the oil is nice and hot, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of mustard seeds, which is rai or mohri. Let the mustard seeds start to splutter. Once they start to splutter, I'm going to add some dried red chilies. So I've just taken 3 red chilies and I've just broken them up, dried red chilies. And I'm going to add about 5 to 6 fresh curry leaves. Now fry all of this tempering really well. See that the chilies are nicely fried, the curry leaves are nicely fried. So this tempering also adds a lovely flavor to this chutney. And now I'm just going to add the tempering to this paste or the chutney. So you can see how bubbling hot the tempering is, and this will also kind of flavor and cook the chutney a little bit. Now mix the fortni or the tempering well into the chutney. And that's it guys, your beautiful chutney is all ready. It really tastes amazing. You've got to try it out. And on that day I made some oats idli. I'll leave a link to this recipe. It's very healthy and it's super delicious. It's a big hit at my place and it gets ready also pretty quickly. So I just had some lovely oats idli, which are so light and refreshing for a nice morning breakfast, and loads and loads of chutney. And friends, you must try out the oats idli also, as well as this chutney. I will leave the link to the oats idli recipe. You can try it out. So guys, I hope you like this video, and I'll catch you soon in my next video. Take care guys. This is Akshata signing off. Bye. Let's see this very delicious and simple veg pulao. Now first I'm going to prepare the rice for it, for the recipe. Now you can use basmati, you can use kolam. So I'm using basmati. I'm washing 1.5 cup of basmati rice well in water, and then I'm going to soak it in 3 cups of water for 10 minutes. Now I've got 3 cups of water boiling. I'm going to drain all the water from the soaked basmati rice and add the rice to the boiling water. Now we're going to cook this rice just till it's almost done. We don't want it to be very soft. So for about 7 to 8 minutes, boil it, and then we're going to drain off all the water. So the rice should be just, almost cooked. It shouldn't be very mushy, and the grains should be all separated. So now I'm just taking a colander and I'm just going to, drain all the excess water. And let the rice cool to normal room temperature for about 5 to 10 minutes. So you can see after 5 to 10 minutes it's cooled down and all the grains are nice and separated, they're not mushy. Now let's prep the other ingredients for this veg pulao. So here I've taken 4 green chilies and 6 cloves of garlic, and I'm going to grind it to a very coarse paste like this. Now I have just taken 2 medium-sized potatoes, washed them well, peeled them, and we're going to cut them into long strips like this, very similar to French fries. Now soak them in some water so that they don't turn, they don't discolor. Now we're going to prep the onions. So I've taken 2 medium-sized onions and I'm going to cut them into thin, long slices like this, like you would, for prepping a biryani, the crispy onions on top. So just slice them thinly like this and then separate them. So we are using 2 medium-sized onions for the pulao. And just mash them up just separate them up like this and set them aside. Now here I've just taken 1/4 cup of cashew nuts and some raisins, 2 cardamoms, 1 cinnamon, 5 cloves, 6 peppercorns and 1 Maggi cube. You can use either the chicken Maggi cube or the veg Maggi cube. So now I've taken 4 tablespoons of ghee in a pan. I like to make this pulao in a pan. Drain all the water from the potatoes and you're going to add them to the hot ghee and you're going to fry them till they're nice and golden brown in color. So basically what you have to do is just fry all the vegetables nice and crispy and then just mix them up with the rest of the ingredients and your pulao will be ready. This pulao gets ready in like the whole thing with prepping, everything takes about 20 to 25 minutes. So fry the potatoes till they're nice and golden brown like this, and once they're done, just take them out in a bowl. Now you can add various vegetables of your choice. You can add carrots, you can add capsicum, you can add cauliflower. All you have to do is just fry them in the ghee a little bit till they're nice and golden brown. Now I'm going to add the onions also and fry them till they're golden brown in color. This is a very simple pulao, but it tastes so delicious. You can have it all by itself. You don't need anything else. It just tastes amazing by itself. It's a great tiffin recipe if you want to give your kids for school or for you want to take it to office. It's really amazing. So fry the onions like this till they're nice and golden brown in color and then transfer them to a bowl. So like I said, you can even add, baby corn, you can add mushrooms. The only thing is you have to dice them up in long strips like this and fry them well. So now I'm going to also fry the cashew nuts and the kishmish or the raisins. The cashew nuts and the raisins just elevate the flavor of this pulao. They make it even more delicious with the crunch of the cashew nuts. So once they're done, just take them out. The raisins will just, swell up a little after frying. So now that we've prepped up all our veggies and the cashew nuts and the raisins, we're going to start making the pulao, which will get ready in like very, very quickly. So this is like a one pot dish, and you don't need, it's just all by itself. It's, great. You don't need to add anything with it. So now we have our fried raisins and cashew nuts. Now we're going to add all our whole spices to the hot ghee. Then we're going to add our paste, that is the chili and garlic paste. Fry the paste really well so the rawness of the chilies and the garlic goes away. So fry it really well. And then you're going to add the Maggi cube. Now, if you're adding the Maggi cube, you don't need to add any salt because this Maggi cube really has, okay, now I'm going to add the potatoes and the onions before adding the Maggi cube. But the Maggi cube, it has so much of salt that you don't need to add any salt to this pulao. So I'm not adding the Maggi cube now. It's like you can add it now or you can sprinkle it later. It's the same thing. Now you add the rice. And now you can see that the rice, since all of the, everything is nice and separated, it all comes together very well. It's not mushy. So this is how you cook basmati rice if you don't want it to be mushy for any pulao or biryani. This is the best way to cook it. So each of the grains of rice are separated and they're not, stuck together. And now you just sprinkle this soup cube on top. Like I said, you can sprinkle it on top or you can even add it in the bagar. And now mix everything well. So please do not add any salt. You can add one more Maggi cube if you feel that you need a little more saltiness, but don't add salt. And now mix everything well together and your lovely veg pulao is all ready to enjoy. Just add the lovely cashew nuts and the raisins and you're all set. So I hope you give this recipe a try, guys.
Hi everyone and welcome back to Akshita's Recipes. Thank you so much for stopping by today. So today's recipe is this delicious and easy to make Rusk Toast recipe, which you can have as an anytime snack. You can even give it to your kids as a tiffin item. It's really nice, and you can also have it with a cup of tea. It's really super delicious. So let's just jump straight ahead into today's recipe.
So let's start with today's rusk toast recipe, which is super easy. Now I'm going to crack open 3 eggs in a bowl. See that you don't get any eggshells into the bowl. Now I'm going to add half a cup of powdered sugar. So I've just taken half a cup and powdered it in my mixer. And now I'm going to whisk this mixture for 5 whole minutes till it turns from this bright yellow color to a very pale yellow color, as you will see. You can also use an electric mixer for this. So you can see now how it has changed to a very pale yellow color. So this is very important for this recipe. And now I have about 100 grams of butter, which is equal to 1/4 cup plus 3 tablespoons, which is at room temperature. If your butter is frozen, just keep it out for some time, let it come to room temperature and then add it. And then again, you're going to whisk this entire mixture till all of the butter has really mixed in well with the eggs and the sugar. Now we're going to add 1.5 teaspoon of baking powder. So this is 1 teaspoon. And always when you're taking the baking powder, just run your finger like this and remove the excess. So that is the exact measurement of 1.5. And now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. And now we're going to mix everything or whisk everything really well together. Now I'm going to add 1 cup of flour or maida. And again, we're going to whisk everything together. We're not going to fold the batter in as we do generally with other cake recipes, but we're going to whisk the whole mixture together. We want this very thick kind of a batter and not a very runny batter. So see that everything gets really, gets mixed in really well. This is a very important step because we want the baking powder, the vanilla essence, everything to get mixed up really well. Now I've taken a 7 by 7 inch cake tin. Now mine is with a removable base, but you can use a general cake tin as well. The removable base ones are really easy because then you can just lift the cake up, and demold it very easily. So now I'm just applying some butter evenly all over the cake tin. Now what this does is it helps the butter paper or the baking paper to really stick well to the tin. So when you're pouring the batter in or transferring the batter in, it doesn't get, the butter paper doesn't shift from its place and the batter doesn't get stuck to the sides. It should be on the butter paper. So take your time with the butter paper and then just transfer this batter. I won't say pour because it is not of a pouring consistency. It is a very thick consistency. So just transfer the batter using a spatula and even it out so that it goes to all the corners of this cake tin. Now I leave recipes to all the different cake and cookie and all the other baking recipes that I have in my description as well as comment section. And then I've just baked it for about 25 to 30 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. And now our cake is all ready. It has come to room temperature. I'm just going to demold it and take off the butter paper. Then I'm going to turn it onto the other side. And then we're just going to cut it up into 2 equal halves. Like this, and then I'm just going to slice them into thin slices which look like toast, and I'm going to place them again on the baking paper and I'm going to bake it at 180 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes on one side. And then when one side is baked, we're just going to turn them over like this and again bake it at 180 degrees Celsius for another 10 minutes. They already look so delicious. They just need to get toasted onto the other side before you can really enjoy these lovely rusk toast. And once we bake them, this is our final product. Our rusk toast are all ready. So let them cool to room temperature before you enjoy them, or you can also store them away in a clean, dry glass bottle and enjoy them with your cup of tea or coffee. So do try out this recipe, guys. It's super delicious and it's a different take altogether on the toast, and it is something you should try.
Real easy recipe, so quick and easy to prepare and really delicious to eat. So if you like today's video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up by clicking on the thumbs up icon that you see below this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and become a part of Akshata's recipes. And once you have subscribed, click on the bell and click on all. That way whenever I put up a new video, you'll get a message for the same. Thank you so much for supporting my channel by watching my videos. It means the world to me. And I'll catch you soon in my next recipe, sooner than you think. Till then, take care of yourselves, stay healthy, stay fit, be loving and kind to one another, and I'll catch you soon. This is Akshata signing off. Bye.
So friends, you get this bunch of lemongrass easily available in the market, and it's very reasonable. We just have to cut it up into small bits like this, about in an inch size, and just store it in your refrigerator, and you can just use it when you require. Now there are also stalks. You don't have to use the stalks, so just remove the leaf part of it and discard the stalks away. This lemongrass is available all 12 months of the year in the market. Okay, this is just a oats muffin that I made for breakfast today. I have a recipe coming up soon for the oats muffin. It's a great breakfast item. So let's begin making this lovely lemongrass tea. Now I'm going to start off by crushing an inch of ginger in a mortar and pestle. You can also grate it. Now I'm making 4 cups of tea. So I'll be using 4 cups of water. I've added this crushed ginger, and I'm going to be putting a handful of this lemongrass. Now we're going to put it on the heat and let it come to a boil. Now I don't use sugar, but if you're going to add sugar, you can add sugar at this time. You can add 1 teaspoon of sugar for each cup, so 4 teaspoons of sugar. And also remove or keep aside 4 teaspoons of the tea powder. We'll add it only once our mixture comes to a boil. Now at our home, we use the Society blue color packet tea powder. We've been using it for a long time now, and we love the flavor. So now we're going to add the tea powder once the mixture comes to a boil. Just give it a stir so everything gets mixed up well, and let this boil for a whole 5 minutes. Now you can keep your milk also hot and ready if you use milk. Even a plain black tea of this lemongrass tastes amazing. I like having it with milk but without any sugar. So after it boils for 5 minutes, just cover and keep it aside. Also keep a vessel and a strainer. I have a recipe for a normal regular cup of tea, and over there also I have mentioned that you should keep your tea vessels, whatever you use on a regular basis, in one particular place, because we have tea every day. So if you assign a particular vessel and a particular strainer, then it's okay, if I want to make a cup of tea, I have to use this. So now we're going to strain the tea into the vessel, and again we're going to cover and keep this aside for a whole minute. This way, everything comes together well and you get a lovely flavor to the tea. Now, after it has rested for about a minute, We're going to pour the tea into a cup. The tea has a lovely aroma of the lemongrass. Like I said, you can have this plain black tea without sugar also. It tastes lovely. And without milk. But I like milk, so I just add a little bit of milk. Now you can add your sugar while the tea was boiling, or you can add it at this point if you use sugar. And then just give it a stir so everything gets well mixed together. I love having a piping hot cup of tea. Let me know in the comments box below what kind, how whether you like to have your tea piping hot or you like to have it at room temperature. So there your cup of tea is ready. It just tastes so divine and so refreshing. So try out this recipe, friends. Get your hands on some lemongrass. It's easily available in the marketplace. It's locally called Pati Chaha. You can also grow this in your garden. It grows very fast and 12 months of the year. So try out this lemongrass in your tea when you make tea next time and let me know how you like it. Do leave your comments in the comment box below. Now on that Sunday, I had made some lovely muffins using oats and whole wheat. I will be coming up with that recipe shortly. So stay tuned to Akshata's recipes for that recipe too. A really healthy breakfast. And I also have a load of other recipes for breakfast. They're all in the breakfast category in my playlist.